Having ADHD can be really tough, especially when you really want to be successful in life or anything. When you have ADHD, it just makes it more difficult. Or does it? What's up, my optimal minds? Welcome to another video. This is Dr. LeGrand. Welcome to Optimal Mind Performance. In today's video, we're going to talk about how you can become successful with ADHD. I'm going to share my personal experience like you guys have seen in lots of my videos. But before we get started, if you're new here and have not subscribed already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, as well as if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up, as well as hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on any other future videos. And for you parents out there that have a kid with ADHD, I am doing a free live webinar workshop for parents that have kids with ADHD, going over all my strategies, and I am doing that coming very soon next week. So go ahead and go in the link below to register for that webinar workshop. Just like many of you, I grew up with ADHD and also dyslexia, and this became a big challenge for me when it came to success. I almost used it as a crutch growing up. For the longest time, I used it as an excuse, thinking, I have ADHD, I have dyslexia, therefore I can't succeed. There's no way I can get a good job. There's no way I can actually be successful in school, so what's the point? But I had a big desire to become a doctor, which is a huge challenge if you struggle in school. So it was definitely something I wanted, but I knew it was too much of a challenge, so I started using ADHD and my dyslexia as an excuse to be able to not reach that goal. Even though that was my desire, I really sucked at school. I failed a lot. I didn't learn how to read until I was about 8 because of dyslexia. I had so many different challenges that were just going against me that it just seemed like it was impossible to reach that goal. But more deep down inside of my desire to become a successful doctor is that I thought I would fail, and I would be known amongst my friends and family as the big failure. And I didn't want that, and that was a big challenge for me internally. But more than anything, it was more of the self-doubt that I had, having just negative thoughts of just thinking that I couldn't succeed because I had these challenges and that there was no point on continuing forward because of this self-doubt that I was having. But lucky for me, I had a father that had the same challenges that I did, and he could understand from my perspective of what I was going through. And he would give me lots of different books to read and tapes to listen to. There were more motivational books and tapes. I listened to a lot of Zig Ziglar over the years and really trying to develop a positive thinking outlook, and I read books like The Magic of Thinking Big, a lot of these old-time books that my dad read and helped him, and these are things that really helped me ingrain to have more of a positive thinking and outlook of becoming successful in life, even with having ADHD and dyslexia. So over the years of feeding my mind with all these great books and all these different tapes that I would listen to have more of a positive thinking and outlook, my mindset changed. Instead of having a lot of self-doubt, I felt like I could accomplish in becoming a doctor. I felt like I could succeed no matter what, as long as I changed my thought process and my positive way of thinking in life, that it can be done. And what I discovered by reading a lot of these books and listening to all these tapes is there was plenty of people that had far greater challenges than I did that also were successful. So if they could do it, I know I could do it. So from that day forward, I told myself no matter how many times I failed, I would pick myself up and I would learn from my failures, no matter what, because I had a big desire of wanting to become a doctor, but more than that, to be able to help and influence people mentally, physically, and spiritually. Now, of course, me just having this mindset didn't change the difficulty of going through school. I had plenty of failures. I failed lots of classes. If people went through what I went through, most people would have definitely given up, because I failed lots of different science classes in college and lots of different exams that just tore me down. But because of my way of thinking and changing my thought process of being positive and looking for the ultimate goal and looking for ways to be able to improve and learn upon my mistakes, I picked myself up every time. It wasn't easy, but after time, it got easier picking myself up because I got used to it. I started using failure as my friend, because you can learn so much from failure, because you can learn from your mistakes and be able to improve upon that, and it really molds you as a person to become successful. Think about it. If you think about any successful person in life, they did not become successful without failure. In fact, they did not become successful without a lot of failure, things that just put them at rock bottom. And this is what I learned a lot from just reading and listening to a lot of different stories that helped me through my journey. And I want to kind of implement on you guys that have ADHD, or if you are a parent that has a child with ADHD, to understand this concept that when there is failure, don't look at it as the enemy. It can be actually your friend because you can learn and grow upon it. Because I had this belief system and because I was able to pick myself up from every failure, I was able to get through college. I was able to get through medical school and become a successful doctor. But it wasn't about becoming a doctor. It was about to be able to accomplish anything that you put your mindset to. Yes, becoming a doctor is a big accomplishment, but there's lots of big accomplishments out there, big and small, that people can accomplish. Just because you have ADHD, just because you have a learning disability, just because you have dyslexia, just because you have something that's holding you back doesn't mean you can't succeed in it. Through this whole process and journey, and even still today, I still have failures, but what I understand from failures, the big transformation, is realizing that by feeding your mind with positive thinking, feeding your mind that yes, I can do this, I can, and I will do this, no matter how many times you fail. If you're passionate enough about it, forever, whatever you want to accomplish, because passion is important. Because if you have no passion, like if I had no passion becoming a doctor, yeah, it would have been really hard to become a doctor. In fact, I probably wouldn't have gone through it. That passion part is really important. It is key. But once you know you have that passion for whatever you want to accomplish, you got to feed yourself positive things. You can't give yourself negative things. And what that means is association. Surrounding yourself with positive people who want you to succeed. If you're surrounded by people who think you will fail and they're like, oh, there's no way you can do that, well, lose those friends, or at least don't hang out with those people. Or even if it's family, hang out less with those family. I'm not saying, you still be family, but try to keep your associations with people who are wanting you to succeed. They want you to accomplish those things. And for you parents, it is really important for your kids to instill this positive thinking for your kids that have ADHD. Other things that are associated, what I did, reading books that have positive ways of thinking, listening to stories, listening to tapes, whatever it might be, to instill an association, because that will lead to your destiny. If you're wanting to learn more tips about this kind of stuff, and you are a parent that has a child with ADHD, then go ahead and sign up for my free webinar workshop for parents who have kids with ADHD. It's next week. The link is in the description below, and go ahead and sign up for it. And I hope I could see you guys there. And as always, if you have questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. And if you're new here, go ahead and hit the subscribe button right here. Every week we talk about ADHD and tips and strategies and health. And if you want to check out these other videos on ADHD, and before you go, remember, you have an optimal mind. This is Dr. Legrand signing out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Bye.